What's up, everyone, and welcome to day 62 of the challenge. Also, this is Vlogmas day number 9. Y'all have to forgive me because my husband and I, we were hanging out in Tucson yesterday. Well, technically yesterday and most of today, which is Sunday. So my day seemed to be a little off because the recording I did this morning was for yesterday's Vlogmas. So if you're like, why is she in the same outfit? What's going on? That's what's going on. But you guys will see that Vlogmas day. It'll go up later on tonight. And then you're going to get the latest Vlogmas day number 9 tomorrow. I know, it's a lot. Okay, so as far as the challenge, what have I accomplished today? I accomplished a lot of walking. That's what I did. And I honestly thought I was going to work on my paper more while we were driving back from Tucson. My husband and I, we were in deep conversation. At least I'd like to think. Maybe I was the one talking. Just kidding. We were both talking. We're making some pretty big decisions on our end. Not in the place to share the information yet, but when I can, I will. You guys will be, I would say, the second or third to know, because you got to let your family and friends know first, and then then I'll feel more comfortable to share it with the internets. All right, so tonight I will work on my paper, but I think subconsciously in my mind I was like, what I need to work on versus, you know how when you need to work on something that requires you to kind of sit down and be a little bit more focused, that's what I need to do for this part of the paper. So I didn't want to, even though I've got the jetpack and I had my laptop and I can do things in the car, I've done that a million times, trust me, whether it was for school or like grading my students' work, which I have the amazing Canvas app, which makes it so much easier. As long as I have the app on my phone and laptop, it's whatever. So it's not unusual for me to be working while we're driving back because we normally have to commute back from Tucson or Phoenix to get home. So that's my plan. After I get like half of my grading done, because all of my grades are going to be due on Friday, I'm going to just look and see how many projects I have to grade and how much late work I need to grade from students. So I'm going to target the late work and grade most of that tonight. And then I'm going to target one class at a time, I think. That's usually my approach. I honestly like to have it all done. It's all going to be done by Wednesday. That's that's how I approach it. And unfortunately, I don't really agree with doing this. I'm just not like a cutthroat kind of person. And I don't think in my grade book I need to be doing this automatic zero stuff, but I have to because that's what my supervisor, my academic dean, is asking us to do. And so, yeah, I normally will put in automatic zeros at the end of the semester when I've like graded everything, but I don't like that it automatically will do it in the middle of like the semester. It looks like everybody's like failing all the time when they're not. They may have already notified me and said, "Hey, I'm turning this in on like Wednesday." All right, that's cool, no problem. But it has like this giant zero in the grade book and it looks awful and it feels awful. I don't know. It's some, and they say it's best practice and I'm like, okay, sure. I'm not going to argue with you, okay? But and then the other part of the argument is, oh, well, we're preparing them for university. All right, sure. In my experience, let's, in my experience, university was, depending on what type of university you went to, sure, it can be cutthroat. If you're in a competitive Research One institute, sure. I graduated from Wayland Baptist University. I'm glad I went there. It's totally geared towards adult educators. So basically, they knew like all of us are grown people working full time, and it's not about like people failing, it's more or less about being successful and working with students. And I've even shared this, like, even though I graduated from there, what, in 2008, I've I adjunct at another institution, and it's the words are often thrown around where I work at now. It's like, well, I feel like we're hand holding and babysitting students, and I'm like, if you feel that way, let me tell you about where I adjunct, because they require us to actually work with the students. Like, even as an adjunct, if I have a student that needs to do an incomplete, they expect you to work with them, period. No holds bar. And there's no automatic zero stuff. They use a rubric. And I think, and this is graduate level versus my community college. So it's really interesting. Anyways, I'm rambling on about my frustrations. Y'all want to get down to the travel tips. I know y'all want to see the Sephora. I want to see it too, but I do want to share with you guys. I went to a planner event, my first one. So, just to be more transparent, when I became an empty nester, it was not something that my husband and I planned for. I feel like I need to say that for people so they kind of understand some pieces of my life. And it was a really big shift. This was 3 years ago, October of 2021. It was not something we were planning for. We were confident that we were going to be raising our great niece until she graduated high school. She's now in the 11th grade, just to kind of give you guys perspective. And so I became an empty nester at a very young age. And if you know anything about being an empty nester, or if you're a parent or a parent guardian or kinship placement, whatever your situation is, for me, a lot of my friends, I met them from work, or I met them through whatever activity she was in. So we were the type of parent guardians where she did Girl Scouts, she did basketball, she did Delta Academy, which Delta Academy is part of the Delta sorority. They had like an academy specifically for girls that were like ages, I think, 10, 9 to like 18 or something. She also did she did a lot of things. So our weekends were always full of her activities. And then on top of that, this was like pre spring of 2020. I was also in public ed, but I had moved into the college arena about a year and a half, almost 2 years before she had like moved out, basically. And so every person I knew, or anyone my age, they all have children. Or, yeah, they all have children. And so part of the emptiness syndrome is not just feeling empty, but like you, especially as a woman, I'm not saying that men don't go through this. I'm sure they do. Well, I should say this. I know they go through it because obviously I've seen my husband, and like, but we both deal with it. We have dealt with it in different ways. And so when I turned 40, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, it was pretty traumatic to say the least. I went through a really serious space of depression. Serious. I can't even put into words. Thankfully, therapy, the support of friends, worried about people judging, that type of stuff. But when I turned 40, I said, I have got to find a way to where I am doing something for myself, and not to be selfish, but I've been working in fields that are very dedicated to other people. They're compassion fields. And I needed to be able to meet other adults where it had nothing to do with work and nothing to do with going to school, like going to college, and nothing to do with like we met through children. So that first step was I gifted myself the health and wellness gift, which was joining CrossFit. I thought in my mind, like, oh my gosh, I'm going to meet people. This is going to be good, which those things did happen. The friendships, or I would say the acquaintance part, kind of happened slower. And I joke with myself now because I was like, of course I went to the 8:30 class, but it kind of put me in the same space. I was with moms And in CrossFit, you can bring your children depending on the box that you belong to. So it's like I never really connected with people in that space. I did, but I didn't. It took more time. And when I started hopping around and trying out different classes, then I met more people. And I found I needed to go to classes where people were older or people were younger. And that's the funny thing, is that I have friends that are like 50 plus and up, or they're the same age as my brother and sister-in-law. They're like 35 or 36. And because of that, that's how I joined the book club. And then also from work, my work BFF, I just say BFF now because she's now working someplace else, but she is the same age as my brother. And let's just say, like, I observed, and she's like, oh yeah, I go volunteer at a bird sanctuary. I go to planner events every month. I do this. And I'm just like, what? People have hobbies at this age? Like, where have I been? And again, I have learned in my 20s and 30s, I was not just grinding career-wise, but just such a serious type A, gotta focus, gotta get it done type of person. And I just missed a lot of things, that makes sense. I was living, but just not in a way that I feel had a good balance. And now I feel like I have a much better balance. And so since this friend is now like working someplace else, I'm like, man, I got to find a way where we can hang out. And I was like, she invited me to that planner group like 3-4 years ago. I should go to these planner meetups, kind of like I do the book club. So that's what I did today. That's just a little backstory. All right. So at the planner event, and I'm like, the timing of this is perfect because now I have these cool little bookmarks where I could like write the names of the books that I have read and track them. Isn't that cool? I feel like that's like one more thing for me to do to add to my taskings that I like to do with you guys, at least on my channel. I feel like I'm either giving myself a challenge. I'm always doing something. So, okay. Also, we had tacos while we were there, but someone else like gifted us this like cocoa, a cup of joy. So it's like a peppermint cocoa, and then it's got some instructions on the back, and I thought that was cute. I got to make my own little bookmark. Isn't this cute? I mean, I don't know about you guys. Was anybody into like Lisa Frank and all that stuff? That was me as a kid. And then we got these cool stickers that we can put in our planners. And yes, I do put stickers in my planners. Isn't that cute? Reading Rainbow. And then because I love cameras and like to travel, I thought this was like perfect. And some other fun like reading ones. And these are going to be great. So whenever I have like book club and stuff, I can use these stickers for that stuff. And every planner event, they have some sort of theme that they do. And so they were telling me how, I guess in October, they did like, I never watched the movie Mean Girls, but I hear people make like reference to it. So they did something about like wearing pink on Wednesdays. Maybe some of y'all know the reference behind that. I don't. I'll have to watch the movie. They're going to help. I just feel like the more activities I do, the more I'm like, oh, this is how you live your life. I also got this cool little thing. I think this is stickers. Yeah, this is stickers. I thought that was cute. And these are stickers that I can put in my planner. And these are all the other. And then this was the best part. Okay, so I don't buy planner stickers anymore because I realized I was having a problem. Okay, I was having a real problem. So we don't do that. We have to use the stickers we have. But I mean, I'm not going to turn down free stickers. So these were all free that I got to pick out. But now I'm like, this is so cool. I can take my stickers that there's just some that I'm like, I'm never going to use because I don't like them. Or I've used what I wanted. And now I can pay it forward and share it with somebody else. That's the best part. Like, that's the highlight for me. So that's the planner event. I will share photos with you guys at the end of all of this. And so you guys can see that. And if you guys ever want to see like what my planner looks like, I'm happy to share that. Like at least with the stickers. And sometimes I'm the person that's like, I'll put all the stickers in for the entire academic year. I did that with my work one actually. This is my planner for work. And let's see. I think this is a safe one to show. But like I like this because I like to obviously write lists and put things in order. But as you can see, I have placements of stickers. And I've already gone through and literally put stickers on every single page, but now I can like enhance it. My work one, I don't put as many stickers because I need to be able to write. That's what it boils down to. I don't have time to have all the stickers there, but that's the fun part about doing planner stuff is that you can buy like Happy Planner and stuff like that, and you can actually show your planners. I don't know. There's just different things. And then I also bought a smaller one. This is like my personal one. So I can use all those tiny stickers on like a monthly part of the calendar. Again, I like to do this stuff during break so I don't have to think about it in between the semester. That just makes my life easier. So that's a little bit about my planner life. If y'all want me to share that content, I'm happy to share it. Okay, travel tip. Bringing a portable towel. So you're probably wondering like, what is that? Why would I need it? Listen, again, the Girl Scouts keep giving, or my friends that took me camping taught me a lot of great things. I actually ordered this on Amazon. I've had my portable towel for a long time. I've had this since probably 2017, and it's not unusual that I have traveled with this thing, but it's great. Whether you're camping or going to the beach, whatever the case may be, it's like it's the material that when people like wipe their cars off after you wash them, it's that kind of material. But I love it because it doesn't it dries well and stuff. I don't know, it just depends on what your situation is, but I thought I would share that there are such things as these towels, and they're just great. They're great for travel. That's one. I think I have like 2 other ones that I've traveled with as well. And because sometimes like in, I think it's Italy, they don't have washcloths, which is another reason why I shared with you guys those portable washcloths. You might want to find out wherever you're going if they have washcloths. Also, I'm low-key a germaphobe and I don't like using hotel washcloths. I know that they bleach them. I know that they use softener for them. Why do I know this? Because many years ago, I was a job coach for adults that experience disabilities. And basically one of my clients, she was working at a hotel. And the beautiful part about job coaching for me was that I was able to learn all these ins and outs of like businesses and stuff. And so I learned about hotels. And they were explaining to me their whole process. They were like, first off, if you go to a hotel and you want to see the room before you actually like get the room, you're entitled to do that. I'm like, really? The other thing was, because my client's main job was like washing the sheets and bedding, I learned all about how those sheets get washed. And so they use bleach, they use softener, and they use detergent. They use all 3 things. That's why like if you walk into a hotel or to a room, sometimes you smell like bleach, and then it's like, it's not as strong, but it's like a bleach and then like almost like a softener scent on top of it. That's what you're smelling. And then I learned like, no, these comforters really do get washed like once a month, depending on the hotel. I hate comforters. I don't like them because I know they're full of germs. And then in my mind, I'm like, people are sitting on these beds. Anyways, I could go on for days. And I feel this way whether I stay at a Motel 6 or if I'm staying at a 5-star, it don't matter. I've been weird for a long time. It's not going to change because I'm 41. And that's the funny part. And the worst part is the fact that I'm a military kid and I'm weird like this. Don't ask me. Anyways, so those are my travel tips. Y'all learned a little bit about planning. But of course, y'all are all waiting for this. You know what it is? It's a Sephora. Yeah. So we should be on day. Are we on day? No, we're on day number 9. All right. It's a long one. Let's see. Can y'all see that? Yeah. Let's see. Day number 9. Look at this. Look at this. They didn't even have... I'm so offended right now. They couldn't even be bothered to put... I'm like, who is this even by? Is it by Sephora? Or did you just open a box and say, oh, nail art? We'll just throw a couple of sheets in on day number 9 for everybody. Come on now. Like now y'all... I mean, I'll give you the fact that it's got snowflakes, and I guess the hearts are for Valentine's Day. But this is just, for Sephora to be so darn expensive, why did, I just don't understand. All right. I didn't know, I guess, you know what? Hey, all right, recap. We got Miss Sylvia. We have nail art. We have hydrating cleansing wipes, which are great for when you fly. Miss D, you're going to love these. We have body wash, body gel. We have white nail polish, which I'm assuming would go well with this. I'm just saying. And we have mascara, lift, and we also have the watermelon hydrating mask. All right, guys. I hope you guys have an amazing day, an amazing night, and a good morning. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care.